Hey guys, so I'm just making this little video for your next summative assessment to kind of help you out, explain some things, go through some of the work that you've done so far, so you can be successful on the test that you have next week, either Monday or Tuesday. The first part of what you are going to be assessed on is this life as a hunter activity. So if you remember from this activity, everything needs calories, and calories are like our energy money. So those energy units get used in our body to do respiration, they get used in our body to move, they get used to build biomass, so your living stuff. But when we were looking at initially these calories, we were looking at the cost it takes to hunt and kill one of these animals for a lioness, and when they eat that animal, how much energy they actually get from that animal. So if we look at this part here, a meerkat costs 3,000 calories in order to chase down and hunt, but you only get 1,000 calories. So our net calories is negative 2,000. It's not going to be worth it for a female lioness to hunt meerkats. It's not energetically worth it at all. When we look at something like a wildebeest, it costs 10,000 calories in order to hunt a wildebeest. And if we look up in the sheet, she has to consume 13,500 calories a day and cannot expend more than 15,000 calories per hunt. So if we look down here, she can actually eat a wildebeest, and she is going to have a net gain of 15,000 calories because she's losing 10,000 to hunt it and gaining 25,000 eating it. However, as we learned from some of our research and some of the videos, those female lionesses are not just hunting for themselves, they're hunting for the whole pride. So for them, for lionesses, it's going to be most beneficial to add all of their calories together. So 15,000 that she can spend times four, so four lionesses. So that would be 60,000 calories that they have total to spend, and they can hunt a zebra. That's going to be the most bang for their buck. They're going to have the most extra and the most for their pride to actually eat, because they're not only hunting for themselves, remember, they're hunting for the males and all of those cubs. So, living in a group, one of the benefits of living in a group is being able to actually get more food for the whole group. Another good thing about living in a group, if we talk about the Lulu the Lion lab that you guys did, just zoom in here. Another good thing about living in a group is taking care of all of the cubs in that group. So as you saw in the Lulu the Lion lab, these lionesses are all kind of related to each other. So even if a cub is not directly theirs, they're probably related. So the lioness wants to keep that cub alive because not all of the genes that cub has are hers, but some of them are, because they're all a little bit related to each other. So we can actually look at these different alleles, so the different versions of the genes that these lions have, and we can look at the cubs and we can find out who the females and the males are. When we're looking at these genetics as well, then you moved on to actually mapping out a map of Africa. So on this map of Africa, we have all of these different lion prides. So we had some up here in Kenya. We had quite a few down here, a couple in Swaziland, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, some in Mozambique. I think we had one up here in Chad, all over the place. Did you guys hear that? Greta, did you poop your pants? Did you poop your pants? Kids, let me tell you. So when we're looking at this geography, we can deduce that these lions down here are more closely related to each other than they are to the lion groups up here because of how close physically they are to each other. A lion up here is never going to travel all the way down here just to breed. It's not going to happen. There's way too much expansive land between. So we can guess that these lions down here are more closely related. And if we look even farther in, let me just change colors, we could guess that like maybe these two prides, because they are closer, are maybe more related than they are to maybe this one up here. So the closer they are geographically, the more closely related they are in their DNA. So that leads us to the next one, which is lion phylogeny, and actually looking at those individual DNA sequences. So within these DNA sequences, we had some differences. The more differences we have mean more distant relation. So for example, if we look at Umfolze, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Kalahari, these, if we look all the way across, are all the same. So we can guess that they're all closely related. And even without a map, I can bet money that Umfolzi, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Kalahari prides are all geographically very close to each other. When I'm looking at Cameroon and Savo, these have the most differences to the rest of the groups. And if we look back on the map, so if I just go back to the map, the Cameroon and Savo prides are up here, and the rest of them are kind of down there. So it makes sense, and it goes along with that. So these are the different things that you guys are going to be assessed on next week. I hope this little video helps, and I have to go change a diaper.